Sometimes we just don't get what we want. No matter how bad we want something, if it's just not in the cards, it's just not in the cards. With that being said, I'm Dave from Pretty Ironic, and here are 5 things we'd like to see this NFL season, but probably won't. Number 1, Baker Mayfield goes scorched earth on the NFL. I think a lot of us probably feel bad for Baker Mayfield after what happened with the Browns. They completely gave him the cold shoulder in their pursuit of Deshaun Watson. Didn't communicate anything, just kind of left him on the outs. And then, lo and behold, they landed Deshaun Watson. Baker's out on his ass. Fortunately, he found a new team with the Panthers. A lot of people online especially are expecting Baker to have some crazy vengeance comeback year. And the only thing about it is, Baker might be, he's very polarizing. Some people think he's good, some people think he's bad. But either way, the Carolina Panthers have a pretty terrible schedule this year. They play the NFC West and the AFC North. They also have games against Denver, San Diego. They're in their division. Obviously, Tampa's still the top of that division. The Saints got better. So as much as we would like to see Baker, and we're all rooting for him to do well in Carolina, in my opinion, the Panthers are going nowhere this year. Number 4, Doug Pederson and the Jaguars completely destroy the Eagles week 4. I live in the Philadelphia media market, and I'm not an Eagles fan, but I'm also not against them. All things considered, I hope they do well. The longer they're talking about football in my area, typically the better and happier I am. That being said, though, Doug Pederson was severely done wrong by the Eagles in my mind. He was fired after 5 seasons. His first season, he took over after Chip Kelly. The team was a mess. He sort of straightened them out. Next year, he won the Super Bowl with them. First coach in Eagles history to win a Super Bowl. The next 2 years, they had quite a bit of injuries, but Doug managed to get 9-7 records both years and sneak them into the playoffs. And then his last year, the COVID year, because, why not fire him after the COVID year? They were terrible. I think they were 4-12. Their offensive line was just horrible. Carson played awful. And Doug was out on his ass, much like Baker Mayfield earlier on this list. In my opinion, Doug did not deserve to be fired. I've never seen a coach win a Super Bowl for a team, their first Super Bowl and then be out so quickly. There were some, there was talk that he had a lot of disagreements with Jeffrey Lurie and Howie Roseman. But that being said, Doug is coming to town week 4. I would love to see him just annihilate the Eagles and show them everything that they're missing out on. But the problem is, the Eagles defense looks pretty good this year. Jacksonville has a very middling receiver core, even with the addition of Christian Kirk. Trevor Lawrence still needs to take a big step forward. Unfortunately, as much as I would love to see Doug's return to Philly be triumphant, if they win, it's going to be like a 3-point game. Number 3, the first national all-black commentary team. If you think about who is your favorite announced team from NFL history for game calling, I don't know who it is. Maybe it's Michaels and Madden like me. Maybe you're a Buck and Aikman or Nance and Sims or whoever. But I am shocked, literally shocked, that in 2022, on the national level, maybe on local they have it, but on the national level, we do not have an all-black commentary team. And by commentary team, I mean 2, not 3. 3 people on commentary is a nightmare, so let's stick with 2. But surprisingly, we have black announcers. We have Greg Gumbel, we have Mike Tirico, but I'm shocked. In 2022, I would like to see the first all-black commentary team. I don't think it would be any better or worse. It's just something that I think should exist. But since, there's a lot of new deals, Amazon's now doing football, there's so much movement in the off-season, but none of what I've seen was 2 black guys getting together to call a game, unfortunately. So, that will not be happening this year either. Number 2, a Super Bowl between Tom Brady and Bill Belichick. Look, this has the potential to be the greatest game of all time story-wise. Obviously, we know what's at stake. They won 6 titles together. Chances are, whoever came out triumphant in this would get credit for all 6 of those titles, even though we know they won them together. But yeah, I guess since leaving New England, Tom Brady has won a Super Bowl with Tampa. But he has also faced Bill Belichick once, and in my opinion, even though Tampa won the game, Belichick shut him down bad. Brady was highly unproductive in that game, and I give the edge to Belichick. But how grand would it be to see these two face each other on the biggest stage of them all? It would probably be the most talked about Super Bowl ever. But again, this probably isn't going to happen. I think it's abundantly clear that this is Tom Brady's last year. I think we're kind of shocked that he came back and did it. There's no way he's coming back for another year, and at this point I just don't think the Patriots are there. They do not have the offensive pieces to get it done, even with Bill Belichick and his great mind on defense. Josh McDaniels is out. There's unease about who's calling the plays. In my opinion, Mac Jones, I don't think is the answer. Sorry, New England fans. I think you should have tried to get Garoppolo back. But yeah, I think of all the things on my list, this is the second least likely to happen. The least likely to happen, number 1, Adrian Peterson gets a retirement party. Adrian Peterson is easily the best running back of the past 20 years. He's a living legend. He's the last non-quarterback to win MVP. He single-handedly put the Vikings on his back and ran for 2,000 yards and got them into the playoffs. And yeah, for the past 5 years, he's basically been a non-factor in this league, even though he has not retired as of the time of this list. He's 38 now, and will be in this season, so it's definitely, he's got to be retiring soon. But how great would it be to have one team out there? Just take a chance, preferably the Vikings. And I don't want somebody to retire as a day and they hang up their jersey. You sign the one-day contract. No, get that out of here. I think the greatest running back of my lifetime, the last of a legacy of just amazing backs that, that aren't around anymore since the position is so devalued, and, anyone that can run is part of a committee. There's great backs are gone. Adrian is the last of that breed, and I would love to see him get a retirement party. At least have a team, if you're a team and it's week 17, 18, and you're out of the playoffs, why not? Why not sign Adrian Peterson and make him the featured back week 18? Sell some tickets, do honorable by the greatest running back, and a nice guy. I don't care, what they say about, spanking his kid and whatnot. But yeah, I would love to see the position and the player get the respect that they deserve. But unfortunately, let's face it, it's today's NFL, it is pass first, and no one cares. So that won't be happening anytime either. And that's our list. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. I'm Dave from Gridiron. Enjoy the new season, and I'll talk to you soon.